guys, it's Mike again for vlog number 3 of 3, and today I'm going to be talking about a couple of things really. I've been really busy trying to get these new projects up and running. Firstly, I've been experimenting with After Effects, if you can check out the footage which is coming up, for a project that I'm going to be doing called Mike and Mikey. I haven't decided yet exactly what the project's going to entail. All I know, it's going to consist of two brothers, so I'm going to get that project up and running, get a few people on board if I can. So if you're a filmmaker that lives in London and wants to sort of cut your teeth at production, just give me a buzz. Michael Burhan at Nerdgenious.com. You can just leave a comment below as well, and I will make sure that I get back to you. I've been working on this script for Rewriting the Book episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 0, which was a pilot, you can go back in the channel. It's the I believe R-Truth and the Miz versus The Rock and John Cena. So we talked about how awesome Truth came to be, and how if they were better booked they could have been the premier tag team in the WWE, pretty much as the Shield are at this point in time. I'm also starting a show called Wrestle Ramblings. I haven't decided yet how the show's going to go. It's it's similar to the Wrestle Rambling articles, but it's more in a sort of comedy theme. So we take the comedy happenings that are going on in the wrestling world at this time, and we kind of play on those things. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a fun show, and I'm hoping to get everything sorted out for that as well. The editing's begun on it. I'm just trying to sort out the intros, the music, and just enough so I can have something which is sort of DRM license free. I'm trying to partner up the channel as well, so if you can, share the channel, subscribe to the channel, check out my previous videos. There's a lot of stuff, if you're a gamer, there's a lot of gaming stuff on here for you. If you're a like a comedy fan, there's a lot of comedy on here as well, because I'll be starting a couple of new shows on that. And if you're a wrestling fan, I do these weekly vlogs for wrestling, and I also have wrestling content on here. So just make sure that you come to this channel if you want any aspect of either wrestling, gaming, comics, movies, television, anything that you sort of want to talk to me about. I'm accessible, it's here, and I try to be as broad as possible to my audience. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. I'm at 31 subscribers so far. It's a long road, but hopefully I'll be able to actually meet that deadline and gain that YouTube partnership I so sorely need to get this channel off the ground. I also wanted to talk about a couple of things really in terms of what's been going on here in the UK now. There's been some news falling about a gentleman by the name of Lee Rigby. He was in the military as I don't know exactly what his role was. I believe he was a drummer, and what happened was he was killed in the middle of the road in Woolwich by two senseless individuals. Now, a lot of people, including our own government over here, are trying to make this into a religious issue and also into a racist issue. It was neither. The fact is, it was just two individuals who have no common sense. They were not right in their head. They tried to explain themselves. They wanted publicity out of this situation, and they've managed to do so. The papers are talking about them. They're talking about their sex lives. They're talking about who they're married to. Stop promoting these people. That's the best thing to do. If you don't want these psychopaths going out on the streets trying to kill someone, stop promoting them, because the more time you give them, the more of these idiots are going to come out there and basically do something harmful to someone just to make noise. You're feeding this. Anybody who's in the media at the moment, you're in the news, you are feeding this. I'm not going to name these individuals. I'm not going to say anything to promote these individuals because I think they're senseless. But this was nothing to do with Islam. This was nothing to do, with Muslims. This was everything to do with idiots trying to make a statement and trying to get themselves noticed. We've become a culture so obsessed with reality television, so obsessed with the media in general. Everybody, whether they're good, they're bad, or they're rotten to the core, wants to be famous, so they'll go out of their way to try and be famous, and that's what these individuals have done. They are sick. They obviously don't need help. They deserve to be locked away and the key thrown down some sort of dark, damp pit, and no attention needs to be given to them. And the point is, you're giving them this attention, you're gonna get copycats coming out of the woodworks. You're gonna have people trying to kill themselves, trying to bomb themselves, trying to stab everybody else, because you're giving these people attention. You don't learn. You get these media crews down there, you get news crews who are filming the incident as it was happening. It was on ITV. You're feeding it, and it's the worst thing that you can do, to feed a maniac, because as soon as one person successfully gets us out of the way, as soon as they're embraced, more will come, and you're just making martyrs out of these people who don't even deserve one speck of our attention. Now, leaving off of that, a statement was recently made by David Cameron stating that tax dodgers need to be found out and they need to be dealt with. We've had a rather long case in regards to businesses such as Starbucks, Amazon, about their tax money and where that's going to, and how they're paying so little, and it was a waste of this country's funds. The BBC just recently stated that they've wasted money on a project that was supposed to be more accessible for the media, so they could access online news reports, to better help them understand their stories. Like, I believe it was online news archives. We are wasting money, and it's not the people that are wasting money, it's the government, and they are looking at every small little speck, every person who doesn't have a job, people who can't survive, and they're trying to pull blood out of a stone at this point in time. And the fact is, if our finances were better managed, if we actually had a better corporate infrastructure in our own government, maybe, just maybe, they won't be running after everybody and increasing taxes. We're the only country, believe it or not, in the whole of Europe, and I believe in the world, that pays taxes on television. We pay taxes on petrol. We pay taxes on congestion. I know. We pay taxes on, we pay road tax, we pay toll fees, we pay pay-as-you-earn tax, we pay council tax, we pay tax on property, we pay tax on inheritance. We get taxed through the freaking wazoo, and I still don't understand how a government that's supposed to be for the people are taxing everybody through the nose. And I know a lot of you are going to say, if you don't like it, well, you can leave. I'm too broke to leave, so I ain't going anywhere. The fact of the matter is, we're in a situation where our country is going down the toilet, and a lot of the things have to be pointed at those in charge because they are not handling our finances. What does our Chancellor do? He's supposed to sit there and go through our finances. Our Finance Minister is supposed to look at how much we're earning and find ways at cutting the deficit that we're currently in. But instead, people are going broke. People are losing money. They're losing their jobs. They're losing their homes because our government can't get their shit together. So instead of actually trying to implore to other countries into getting these people to pay their taxes to the UK, maybe you should look at yourselves. What about Lord Ashcroft, the guy who financed your party? He doesn't pay tax over here. He's a non-dom. Look at where your background is, Mr. Cameron. Let's talk about your background, for instance. The fact that your family for years has never paid tax into this country, one iota, one little penny, and how you followed suit in that. Let's see how much you've actually paid into this country, or how much your constituency, these MPs that are part of your party, how much they've paid into this country. And the fact of the matter is, it's probably a very small scale. So instead of pointing the finger, maybe you need to get your own house in order at first. Maybe you need to sit there and say, you know what, we have to deal with the financial issues within our own party, within our own government, within the local governments, and stop wasting money. You know, it's common sense. If you don't have common sense, then what business do you have running our own country in the first place? So now we got that out of the way, I just want to hit on a couple of things comic book related. If you've read on in regards to Superior's Spider-Man, after issue 9 there's been some development in regards to Peter Parker versus Doc Ock. That now, spoiler alert by the way, Otto Octavius is in full control of Peter's body, and Peter's gone. Any shred of who Peter Parker was is gone now. Dan Slott, the writer of this comic book, saying that it's a great move. It's going to show growth in Doc's reality and how he moves forward. The truth is, it's just going to have people asking more and more questions. He doesn't have a conscience anymore, so he's going to go and do whatever the hell he wants. And you're telling me this makes a more effective Spider-Man? By far, it's an interesting read. I'll give you that, but so far I'm not impressed with the character. If you wanted to get rid of Parker in the first place, you had Kane. Why have you got the Scarlet Spider when the Scarlet Spider could be the new Spider-Man? You know, we tried it with Ben Reilly, and then you guys decided to backpedal. So how are you going to deal with this situation? How are you going to deal with this character? How are you going to deal with his growth? Instead of giving a villain, a well-known villain who wants to kill everybody, the chance to shine in a hero spotlight. I don't know. You know, you guys probably have a set plan going on, but at the moment I'm not impressed. What I am impressed with is Geoff Jones' last run on Green Lantern in Green Lantern 20. I'm going to be doing a review on this from issue 16 to 20 for fanboysanonymous.com. That's www.fanboysanonymous.com. It's under the Comics Rundown banner, but it's kind of different over there because Nerdgenious, when I do Comics Rundown, I talk about certain topics in terms of what's going on in the comic book industry, whereas for Fanboys Anonymous, I kind of go into detail about these comics and just review each individual comic. So it's something that you know, if you want to take a look, go to fanboysanonymous.com. They also have a YouTube channel as well. If you go through the comment section below, you'll see there's a list of Facebook pages and YouTube channels, and Fanboys Anonymous is one of those. And that's, you know, it's a very good issue. It was great as a swan song. It kind of confused me a little bit because he was trying to wrap everything up as it was, you know, to infer that this is the end of the Lanterns as is, and it's the end of their story. But believe it or not, there's more to come with issue 21 and onwards. So I'm looking forward to it. I think there's been some great deal of growth in terms of each individual character. We've managed to put backstories, depth. He's been able to do stuff like redeem Hal Jordan, and the guy has actually killed him off. he's given this guy a rebirth twice. You know, he's done everything with Hal and with the Lanterns. In regards to the mythos, he's managed to bring about the birth of the Red Lanterns, the Sinestro Corps, the Blue Lanterns, and the Indigo Tribe. He's done so well with a character that at one point was going to be cancelled and written out of the DC universe because they couldn't find a stable audience for it. You know, Carl Rayner was doing all right when the reins were handed over to him, but he still couldn't find an audience for it. So it's intriguing to see where this goes. I'm happy to see the progression of the character. I just want to see what's next, and I'm really dying to see what happens next. And I'm a big fan of the Green Lantern comics. My faith was renewed with Geoff Jones's run, but I'm not a fan of the Green Lantern movie. You know, Ryan Reynolds did well in that, but the writing was just ridiculous. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And you know, guys, if you've got any more comic related news, if you want to talk about the new Avengers cartoon, that's I believe that's premiering. That premiered today over in the States. Hasn't premiered over in the UK yet. You know, leave a comment, leave a message. If you want to talk about characters, if you've got any comic related news, leave a comment. You know, I would love to hear from you guys, and in regards to anything comic, game related, whatnot, anything that you feel is relevant to Nerdgenious. So and also just check out my site www.nerdgenious.com for more, and I will see you next week for more vlogs, depending on what happens. If it's a slow news week, we'll see what happens, but I doubt it. So I'll see you next week, guys, and thank you for subscribing and viewing my vids. So see you then.